I just got this returned to me. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I've had something interesting happen recently. I recently shipped a postcard, a single postcard, to a buyer in Florida, and something that has never happened to me before happened to me. Okay. When you use eBay standard envelope, you have certain criteria that you have to meet. And one of those criteria is that it can't be over a certain thickness, or the post office deems it as a package mail rather than letter mail. Okay. And they use certain guides. Now, I tried to get one from the post office. They didn't have any, I guess, to give me. So I went on Amazon and I looked for these thickness guides, templates, and they had them, but they were like $20. So what I did was I actually made myself up one out of 100-pound cardstock. Now, on this, the top slot is for the thickness for letters. Okay, that's 1/4 of an inch. In other words, it can't be thicker than 1/4 of an inch, or else it can't be shipped letter. It has to go first class package. And the bottom is for, flats for packages. Well, I made up this template and I got this back in the mail the other day. Let me flip it over here. I got this, okay? This is the single card that I sent my buyer. Went through no problem. But as you can see on here, the post office, I guess they didn't use their template. And I guess maybe they just felt the thickness of it and said, well, this is too thick to go a letter. We're going to have to change the rate on this and make it a package. And what they did was they hit my buyer up for a $4.45 postage due right there. Okay, in other words, when they delivered it to her, they said, hey, we got to have $4.45 more postage or else we can't give this to you. Because the rate that I measured it, this was a single postcard, it was only 60 cents, according to eBay standard envelope. Well, they deducted that 60 cents and, whatever the retail rate is, they said, we got to have $4.45 more or we can't give this to you. Well, of course, my buyer refused it. And I don't blame her one bit. I believe she watches my YouTube channel. She actually looked at this thing and, she said, this doesn't seem to have a problem. Because, see, what the post office did is I don't think they used their little template guide to check it. I think they just kind of felt it and they go, well, this feels like it's too thick. So we're just going to slap a new rate on it for first class package and add $4.45 to it postage due. Well, fortunately, my buyer was very nice. They wrote me. They told me the story. And they said the reason why the post office did this is because it violated their thickness guidelines. And they said it was over 1/4 of an inch thick. Now, I got to ask you, does that look like it's over 1/4 of an inch? But I'll tell you what, better than just an eye test, let's check it. Okay, I'm going to use my little handy-dandy homemade 1/4 inch guide thing here. This is set to the same standards as the post office. And I'm going to run this through and see what happens. Okay. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. I'm going to put through the 1/4 inch slot. Here we go. Doesn't seem to have a problem. Let me try it again. Maybe I did something wrong. Okay. All right. Again. Put in the 1/4 inch slot. What's the issue? Doesn't seem to have a problem. Maybe if I flip the guide around, I don't know. Let me try that. Put it right here. Oops, I just dropped it. Hold on. Oh, tough when you get old. You gotta bend down. But as you can see by this guide, which is set to the same standards as the U.S. Post Office. As you can tell, let me flip this around. This doesn't have a problem going through that slot. I've actually let go of it, and it doesn't have a problem now. Let's look at it this way. Okay, I'm going to hold it up to you like that, and I'm going to put it through this way. See, it doesn't have a problem. In fact, if I just hold it steady here for a minute, you can actually see that this has about 1/8 of an inch clearance still. This envelope is only 1/8 of an inch thick, which means it shouldn't have been a problem. But again, I think, and this is just speculation on my part, I think they didn't bother to use their guide, and they just kind of felt it and said, oh, this just seems too thick, and they just changed the rate and then slapped the buyer with a $4.45 postage due. Now, thank God, like I said, my buyer was very cool about it, and they wrote me and they said, this seems really weird, doesn't seem like it violates the thickness, rating for letter mail. But she wasn't about to pay $4.45. So what I did is I refunded her purchase, for the card, and I apologized, but I assured her that this was on the post office. This was not on me. Okay, I never send postcards through eBay without the correct postage. I always make sure it's the correct postage. And that's what prompted me to actually make up one of these guides so I can be absolutely sure that, I'm not sending something too thick through the post office. Oh, that might be a sale. Through the post office to where they're going to hit my buyer with a $4.45 postage due fee. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do this video, for you for. Now, granted, this has, a fold-over tent in it, and that cardstock is 100 pounds. But I've never had a problem with this in the past. This is the first time I've ever had one return like this. And like I said, I did refund her money and everything's cool. But, I just don't get it. I think the post office really needs to come up to speed on understanding the guidelines for U.S. For letters, postcards, and probably not greeting cards, but sports trading cards, because that's originally what the eBay standard envelope system was designed for, and it just gravitated towards postcards too. So we wouldn't have to charge our buyers, the USPS, first class package rate, which is now over $5 retail. I mean, you get a little bit of a discount with the eBay if you print your labels through eBay, but there's no way, like I showed you right here, by trying to put it through this 1/4 inch slot, which is the same dimensions as the post office. I was very accurate with this. I used a ruler and a brand new blade inside an X-Acto blade, so I could cut that, exactly the way it is. And as you can see, it goes through absolutely no problem. In fact, there's actual room there. You can see it's not getting stuck at all. So there's no way that should have been charged $4.45, postage due. So I'm just putting this video out to you to let you know what happened to me in this case, and just for you to caution you to be careful, because I've seen some postcard sellers, according to eBay standard envelope standard rules, okay, you can, send something up to 3 ounces. There's 3 different rates. I know they changed the rate recently, but there's 3 different rates. And the new rate for a single card is like 60 cents, which is proven by, there's my 60 cents label right there. But yeah, if you're sending, cards that are too thick through the postage, through the USPS, be aware that you might run into somebody at a local post office somewhere along the line that's going to just look at this and not use their guide and just go, this just seems a little thick for this. I don't think this can go letter rate. This is going to have to go package. And they're either going to deliver it to your buyer and hit them with a postage due fee, or they're just going to simply return it to you. I don't know. But in my case, they tried to deliver it, and of course my buyer refused the delivery, which I don't blame her one bit. And I wrote her and told her that. And I refunded her money. But it's kind of a nuisance because, it's weird because you try to follow all the rules, but then when you get people at the post office that just don't get it, they don't understand how this eBay standard envelope system works, and they figure they don't know what to do with this. So they go, oh, it just seems too thick. I don't know about this. And they just slap a, first class package rate on it and then hit the buyer. I'm sorry. Yeah, the buyer for a $4.45 postage due fee. Now, like I said, fortunately, she was cool with it. But what would happen if you had a buyer that wasn't cool with it? That just assumed that you didn't put enough postage on it and tried to sneak it through the post office. They'd be pretty ticked off, and they probably, they might not even write you back. They might just simply leave you negative feedback, claiming that you tried to rip them off on the shipping. You tried to profit off the shipping. I don't do that. I always make sure, I put the exact amount of postage on it. Now, I'm going to do something here just to show you. I'm going to open this up. This is the card tent that I put it in. Okay, I'm going to open that up. And like I said, this is 100-pound cardstock. What I have done recently, I've changed that. I've gone to 80-pound cardstock, so it's a little thinner. It's, I protect these in these little tent things, put the card inside. And see, this is the card. Check this out, guys. This is the card. Look how thin that is. This is actually thinner. Here's the card right here. This is actually thinner than most standard postcards. The cardstock it's printed on is actually thinner, not thicker. So for the post office to say, oh, you violated our rules and you went over a 1/4 of an inch thick when I clearly did not, they really need to step up and just learn, I think, a little bit more about the eBay standard envelope system because, this could be a problem. I mean, like I said, if you get some local that just doesn't want to use the guide and just feels like they don't have time and they just want to feel it, just pick it up and try to bend it and feel it and say, oh, this is too thick. We're going to have to send this a package and have to reassess the rate, change the rate. That's going to not make the buyer very happy. And fortunately, mine was very cool about it. I guess, they watch my YouTube channel. So they know of me and they know of my character. So anyway, I wanted to put that video out to you just so you can be aware that sometimes this might happen to you. If they're not up to speed on USPS eBay standard rules and thickness guides and they just kind of feel the envelope and just guess at it, you might have something coming back to you in the mail like I did. Okay. But anyway, hope you got something out of this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go, but you guys have a great day. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care and bye for now.